Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, Season 2 of Vanguard and Warzone got delayed, but because it did and because we've been getting updates, we have got a lot of leaks revolving around what is going to be coming in Season 2. And what I will say about this is most of what we're going to talk about today is pretty surprising to me. It's not all of the information and none of it is technically confirmed, but all of it is from the game files and things we know at some point will be coming to the game. The one thing that really surprises me is pretty much confirmed for Season 2, and it's something that I didn't expect, something that hasn't been talked about since the launch of the game, and is just all around very surprising. And we'll talk about that, and when we get to that thing, I'll make sure I point that out to you guys. But as far as this goes, if you didn't know, February 14th is going to be the release date for Season 2 of Vanguard and Warzone, and it is looking very, very interesting. As far as today goes, we have characters, we have weapons, we have maps, and game modes. And the game modes thing is probably the most surprising. And of course, as well, we have information as to what is happening to Warzone with Season 2, or at the very least, with Season 2 Reloaded. So without further ado, let's dive into it. This is all the leaks we have so far about Season 2 of Vanguard and Warzone. So some of you have probably seen some of the leaked promotional material. Basically, the cover screen for Season 2 was leaked, and on it, we got some pretty interesting information. First of all, we saw 3 new characters. The main one is a female character named Anna. In this little image that we got, we saw her riding a motorcycle. Off in the background, we had some mountains with an explosion, which could be a volcano going off, but it is difficult to tell. After that, we had 2 tanks in the background and 2 other characters by the name of Thomas and Gustavo. Now, based off of this image alone, you could have some guesses as to what this could mean. Motorcycles and tanks could be added into Warzone. I really don't want tanks in Warzone, but it might happen this season. But more surprisingly, based off of what I have read and what I have seen, it appears as if the big thing within Season 2 is actually going to be ground war within Vanguard. So kind of similar to how we had the fire team mode in Black Ops Cold War and how we had ground war within Modern Warfare, they're putting in these big maps into Vanguard and going to have some sort of ground war mode. Now, there's a bunch of leaked locations for this. There's no point in really talking about these because these could be changed, but essentially it's one big map with vehicles, with players dropping in, things along those lines. And at this point, I'm not really sure how it's going to work. Now, the reason why this is so surprising to me is because when Vanguard launched, there was really no inkling that this was going to happen. It seemed that team sizes were going to be based off of the combat pacing, whether you're playing tactical or blitz. That was going to decide how many people were on a normal sized map. It seemed like this big map thing was kind of out the window, and it's very strange to me that they're going to be adding this in after launch in Season 2. But when you look at the image after knowing that, and you see Anna, the main character, on a motorcycle, tanks in the background, and then characters coming in with explosions, mountains in the background, it kind of makes sense as to what they would be planning in regards to this ground war mode or fire team mode, whatever you want to call it. We'll just call it a big team mode. Now, some other things that we received are some leaked maps. Now, keep in mind, these are from game files. It doesn't even necessarily mean that they are coming for sure. It just means that they're in the game files and something that's been worked on. In both Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War, there were maps that were in the game files but never got released whatsoever. But the ones that we have are, first of all, 2 remakes from World War II, which is the USS Texas, which was in Call of Duty World War II, and then London Docks. The USS Texas is a map that I really didn't enjoy. London Docks I did enjoy, and I think if we see one sooner than later, it'll probably be London Docks. There's also 4 more with what I am assuming are code names, which include Alps, Bastion, Tank, and Factory. We don't really know what those will look like, but you can get an idea simply based off of their names. The next thing we have is weapons. Now, this is kind of confusing to me because 2 of them that we have that are leaked are LMGs, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. And then we have 1 SMG. One of them has a real crazy name, so I'll try to pronounce them right. The first of which is the Shoshette LMG. This is an interesting looking one with the magazine underneath the weapon. Looks interesting. And then we have the Armaguera OG-43. That's the one I'm probably pronouncing wrong. As far as this goes, it is an SMG. It's a very interesting looking SMG and different than anything we have. And then finally, we have the Swedish KG M40 LMG. So again, another LMG. You can see it there with the bipod. I'd be pretty surprised if they add 2 LMGs within a season, but as of right now, those are the leaks that we currently have. So for you zombies players, this is the part I'm a little bit confused about. I'll explain as I go through. But first off, we still have to get the full Easter egg for Durongfong. I'm assuming that that'll be coming right at the launch of Season 2. They also announced that they are working on a second map as well. This information that was given to us, essentially what I take from it is that that will be coming probably at the mid-season or season 2 reloaded update, and at the beginning of season 2 is when we will be getting the Easter egg, and that's how the stories will tie together. From the information I'm seeing, it appears as though the next zombies map will be similar to Durongfang, where you kind of go through the portals and that kind of thing. Not my cup of tea, but that would make sense if they continue on with that, unfortunately. And then the other leak that we have is that the ray gun will be making a return once again within zombies. That shouldn't really be a surprise. I'm assuming that will come at some point. Even if this leak is wrong for season 2, would not be surprised if it's coming at some point very soon. This next part is the part that I want you to take with a grain of salt. These leaks are from someone I have never used before, so I don't know how correct they will be, but we will see come season 2. But the information he's giving makes a lot of sense based off of the amount of stuff he is talking about. So basically, we have a new location, new game mode, new vehicle, and a new item coming within Warzone. Also, as well as a seasonal event, which we will talk about in a second. So for the new location, it is going to be called Tramway. As far as this goes, I would be guessing it's some sort of tram or train station. Not sure where it will be on the map, but adding one location per season generally is what they do, so that makes sense. Also, the new mode is called Caldera Clash. Essentially, this is a team deathmatch mode on the Caldera map. Not sure at this point whether that will be a part of Vanguard or Warzone. My better guess is Warzone. A new vehicle called the Armored Convoy, some sort of armored vehicle, and then heroic rarity items to be added to the game. So I don't know exactly what that will be, but certain items you can find on the map that will have more attachments. I'm not 100% sure how that will work. Then as far as the seasonal event goes, I read through it, and basically what it comes down to is something on the map called Nebula Gas. At this point, I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't exactly know how it'll work, but basically it'll be another added concept in the map. Not sure if it's there to stay or just a limited time event, but I wouldn't be surprised if that either comes out with the launch of season 2 or season 2 reloaded, as we normally get an event for both of those, but we will have to wait and see. Now, when I said at the beginning of the video that I was surprised about what I was seeing about this season, a lot of it makes a lot of sense. First of all, we have our operators, we have our weapons, we're gonna have our battle pass, things along those lines. But the thing that surprises me is essentially the ground war mode. It makes sense why this has been delayed with all of the bugs that were in the game and in Warzone. They want those fixed before putting out something big new like ground war. Now, I don't know how this game's going to be, how it's going to play, if it's going to work more like Fireteam, if it's going to work more like ground war for Modern Warfare. It'll be very interesting, but as far as I can say right now, it is not what I was expecting out of season 2. And at this point, I kind of want to hear what you guys think. Is this what you guys were wanting? Is it not at all what you wanted? And if so, what did you want to see out of season 2? As far as Warzone goes, like I said, take that stuff with a grain of salt. As we get more information, as we get more leaks and releases from Activision themselves, I will keep you guys updated. But as of right now, this is what the leaks are saying. I'm curious what you guys think. If you enjoyed the video, always appreciate it if you hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, notifications, all of that jazz. But as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace out.
We are